Welcome back. This is me, Grumpy, and today we're going to be discussing various aspects of telescopic sight and accuracy. We've discussed how to set your telescopic sight up regarding zeroing, but before that you need to have three things perfectly squared away in your own mind. The most important of these is eye relief. If you haven't got the correct eye relief, then you'll never be accurate. The next thing we're going to talk about is parallax error. What is parallax and how do you cure it? And then lastly we'll be talking about focal plane, either first or second focal plane, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of both. To start with though, I'm going to show you a brief image that shows correct and incorrect eye relief. When you look at the image, it is the left hand side which is correct and the right hand side is incorrect. If you're so near to the scope that you're getting black crescent moon shaped artifacts within your sight picture, then you're too close. You need to be where you can see the whole of the reticle and just the black line, the outline of the ocular lens, the eyepiece of the scope. So now let's have a look at that image. So you've seen that image. I hope that explained things okay for you. So what we'll do now is we'll get the rifle out and we'll put the rifle on the stand and we will give you a brief demonstration, should we say, on how to set your eye relief. Okay then, let's get the rifle out. Okay then, so here we are with the rifle on the stand, and please note the magazine's out and the bolt's back in the interest of safety. Eye relief. Eye relief is the distance between your eye and the ocular lens of the scope. So the eyepiece here, so when you get down here and you're in a comfortable position, all I can see now is the outline of the scope and a perfectly clear, nice bright image of the reticle or crosshairs. That is correct eye relief. The distance from my eye to the mirror of the scope. That is eye relief. If you're too far back, you just get a very narrow field of view and a great big black line. And if you're too near, you start to get crescent moon shaped images blocking out part of the scope. So there we are. This is my natural shooting position and I've got a perfectly good picture. That is eye relief. That is the correct eye relief. Without this, you won't get anywhere. Your accuracy will still be, should we say, random. It will be pure chance. The next thing we want to talk about is parallax. Now parallax is the difference in view between one point and the next. So looking here at one object and then moving over there to look at the same object, I'm getting two different views. That happens with the scope. First thing you want to do is to set your rifle up on a firm base. It must be solid. If the rifle moves while we're doing this, or while you're doing this, you have to start all over again. You mustn't move the rifle. You know, if you could set the rifle in concrete, then it'd be absolutely perfect. But anyway, let's presume you've got the rifle nice and steady. You then come up to it and look through the scope and focus the scope either using the focus adjuster on the front here, which is an adjustable objective, hence you see the words AO after some descriptions of scopes, or a side focus, which this one is here. Now I'm going to focus this at 30 yards. I'm looking down my garden and I'm now going to focus this at 30 yards. There we go, which I'd measured out previously. Don't worry about how sharp the crosshairs reticle is at the moment. Look through that without moving the rifle. The rifle mustn't move. You do the head bop. Put your eye to the scope and move your eye around. Now if the crosshairs move off the point you lined them up at, something definite, then you have parallax error. The thing to do now is to get the adjustment on the ocular lens and just adjust that till the crosshairs become fairly sharp, and moving your head now, the crosshairs should stay in exactly the same place, which they are doing right now. So once you've done that at 30 yards, and I'm using 30 yards just as a base figure, you can set it at any range you really like above 10 yards. 15 yards is a good one to start with. But anyway, once you've done that, let's flick that down, this ocular lens needs no further adjustment. Unless you wear glasses like me, and you decide to shoot with your glasses off, or you've set that without wearing glasses, then you put your glasses on, you'll have to reset it. So if you shoot glasses on, set the parallax with glasses on. If you shoot glasses off, do the same. Now once you've got sorted out and you've got parallax free view at whatever range you've chosen, you then need to use your side focus or your adjustable focus without adjusting. I cannot stress enough, do not adjust this anymore. All you need to do then is move your focus. A lot of side focus wheels and objective lenses up there, the adjustable objective lens, have distance scales marked off on them. They may not be accurate, just use them as a rough guide. But you should never have to adjust this, and you should now be parallax free. That should help with your accuracy on target immeasurably. You should see groups come down in size really, really drastically. Okay then, we'll put the rifle to one side now, and we will talk about first and second focal plane. Right, before we move on to discussing first and second focal plane, let us show you another slide that you can have a look at, which shows you first focal plane, an illustration of first focal plane. What is meant by this is, this area here is called the erector turret, and in a first focal plane scope, that is where your reticle crosshairs are. What this means is, no matter how you alter the magnification on your scope, the crosshairs will remain in exactly the same place. So have a look at the slide, that will illustrate it perfectly, and then we'll move on to the disadvantages and advantages of focal plane. Okay, so you've had a look at that slide, and you saw that the crosshairs remained in the same place no matter what the magnification was. Now, this has the big advantage of the crosshairs staying exactly there no matter what the magnification is. The disadvantage is that it can, because it is being magnified at the same rate as the image picture, the crosshairs can become too big, and perhaps on real long distances they can get in the way of seeing the actual target. This is why several of my friends who are long distance shooters at Bisley and commonly shoot at 1,000 yards have second focal plane scopes. Second focal plane, and now you get to look at another slide, shows that as magnification increases, so the position of the crosshairs on the target also changes. So let's go and have a look at that next slide now. Right, well I hope that's helped clear that one up for you. Now, on a second focal plane scope, the actual reticle is normally towards the rear of the scope here. So it doesn't alter in magnification as you up and down the magnification of your scope. Just as an aside, I always shoot at 10 times magnification. I find that's just perfect for me. It's not written in stone, you can set whatever, but I would advise that you keep your magnification to the 1 ratio. The big advantage about second focal plane, as I mentioned earlier, is that the reticles don't increase in thickness to help or contribute to obscuring the sight picture. Everything remains exactly the same. So the only thing you then have to worry about is the same with both first and second focal plane, is holdover. Just because your telescopic sight reticles have stayed in position or have moved position doesn't mean to say that you don't have to adjust your holdover. Yes, you do. It's not a pardon the pun, a magic bullet. You will have to alter your holdover, hold under, whether you've got first or second focal plane. However, most people nowadays, for the sort of ranges that as air gunners we're talking about, first focal plane is just about perfect. Well, I hope that's cleared those up for you. Thanks for watching. Look after yourself in these dark times of coronavirus and lockdown, and I hope you tune in for the next one. Bye for now.